Ashkeepers Legacy is a real tabletop RPG show for adults who choose to never grow up. But that does mean our shenanigans may not be appropriate for younger viewers and listeners. From colorful words to emotional highs and lows to fart and phallic jokes, we will hit it all. So please enjoy responsibly, like coffee or beer or buying dice. Welcome to the show.
Cut this part.
I can cut this is fine.
No,
we are fine.
We'll cut the part.
Everything is fine.
The swears. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, friends and fellow gamers, to Detention Gaming. This is episode 4 of our Dungeons & Dragons campaign, Ashkeepers Legacy. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and enable the notification bell on the YouTubes. Don't miss any of our new content. We appreciate the continued support. Please help us grow our stream. We love yous alls. Thanks again for your amazing support thus far. That's all the announcements I have. We're gonna jump right into the game. Are you guys ready?
Yeah!
Okay, cool. So, after a well fought and one exercise, impressing and making amends with the Baroness sent from the Lord's Alliance, you've been rewarded with a day and a half of downtime. Basically, the rest of today and tomorrow you've gotten off due to your successful bout with some mercenaries. So, we're going to jump right into downtime. Some of you kind of went your own ways, kind of wanted to do your own thing. Some of you wanted to jump into Fate's End and drink with some of the mercenaries after the battle.
This is right after it, right?
Yes. If memory serves correct, I think some of you ran off and talked with each other or other folks around the grove.
Yeah.
And some of you were like, I'm gonna go drink at the tavern. I don't think we got to those people.
This is the same day.
It is. Yeah. No. Yes.
So
it is the same day.
The rest of this day and then tomorrow.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yes. He's correct. So we are inside of Fate's End Tavern. So who all was going for drinks with the mercenaries in Fate's End?
It was
Tum.
It was just Tum.
One in Tum. Okay.
I'll meet up there.
Okay, cool.
I have a question because I forgot.
Yes.
Did I go talk to Frigga at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day?
You talked to Frigga after the exercise.
After the exercise?
Yeah, so I think you ran to do that.
Okay.
So you were on your way.
That, I will stop at the tavern.
Cool. Awesome. I know you two, I think we ended the session with both of you talking
and then
in the grove.
We both went, we
You
both went separate
both went separate ways.
Yeah.
And then the two of yous
I don't think I said.
No.
Armand is working, or I'm working off guilt, frustration by training with my rope dart.
Okay.
Because you almost murdered an old man.
An old turtle.
Tortuga.
An old person.
Tortuga.
Senor Tortuga.
Senior
No,
Tortuga.
that kind of put me in my place.
A little bit.
A little bit.
That's right, I forgot about that.
Yes.
What is Shauna doing?
It's a good question. I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
We'll figure that.
Okay.
We'll figure that out.
So
while we
we'll
start.
say that you were one
Okay.
of the last folks in the training area
Yeah.
to depart.
I actually did have a couple ideas of what I wanted to do today. So, are there any libraries or like communal archives in the Warriors Grove?
Patronized house, open to the
yes.
I'm sure she probably donated a bunch of her books. She still has her house.
Let me look. She's
What
here.
kind of books?
That is the question. There's a variety, okay?
If not, I can figure out something else to do.
No. I just gotta reference my notes here on some locales.
If it's been 20 years and Hermione didn't establish a library in Warriors Grove, she has failed as a person.
For the viewers, Hermione was one of the
Oh, geez.
OGs, but was also a very popular award-winning smut writer for the Grove.
Multiple tentacle award winner.
Multiple tentacle award winning.
Oh, no.
3-time tentacle award.
Three.
There you go.
In 20 years, it was probably more.
Into
10-time tentacle.
and then went off to be a professor.
At Strixhaven.
Yes. So, for backstory.
Point is, it's probably a library.
Point is, there's probably
With a varied selection.
Now I'm just imagining there's like a little library in front of the Fates End Tavern that people swap their books in and out of.
But it's comically large because she can decide on which.
I will say there's
She-
absolutely.
She wrote a book based off Mothers, by the way.
Yes, she did.
Oh, nice.
I would say there's absolutely like
Maybe more than one.
book exchange kind of nook somewhere.
Yeah.
Definitely one of those in the Grove.
Yeah.
But I think the closest thing you're gonna get to like a library, there's probably a collection of tomes and books in the Tower of Arcanum, which is just a constructed, essentially just a wizard tower, and there's a teleportation circle within the tower that's used for magically inclined folks to port in and out of the Grove on occasion.
Is that the same tower that my dad lived in?
No, that is not your father's tower.
Okay,
Your
there's
father's
two
tower.
towers.
There are two towers in. There are two towers in the Grove.
Good to know.
One is far spookier than the other.
Shot will go to the book exchange.
Okay, cool. Excellent. So you're gonna head there.
I heard a beep and I was like,
Trauma beep.
trauma.
Trauma B.
I just
a good
saw
band
your
name.
head whip like.
Okay.
It's like goblins in the library.
Breathe.
So Tom, you are currently in Fate's End Tavern with a host of mercenaries that have taken quite a sore losing. Some of them a bit more bitter than others, but enjoying drinks nonetheless. Yeah, there's the turtle is there, the turtle druid, the halfling wizard, the tiefling blood hunter, tabaxi swashbuckler, the Goliath paladin of Tyr, and the Air Genasi monk. They're all kind of sitting at their own table together, and you enter kind of after them as they're getting settled. You can see they've already like got drinks established and are sitting there doing their thing. So, what would you like to do?
Anyone else in the tavern?
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Oh, 13.
A 13.
Drink and sway while we wait.
It's a good jam.
Looking about Fate's End Tavern, you see Sam. Sam is currently bussing tables, cleaning up things. Isn't cooking at the moment. It's kind of a quiet time. I think the lunch rush has just ended. So there are, I think, entering a lot of people kind of were passing you by. You do see Brooke, and she's cleaning the fighting pit. She's kind of down scraping like the blood out from the sand and sifting through it. And you see kind of like taking a wet rag and washing it off of the walls and kind of keeping to herself down in there. You notice a few folks who are kind of coming and going from their rooms. Some unfamiliar faces, travelers who are just coming through, couriers, just relatively, just strangers. No one that you recognize necessarily. Is there anyone in particular you're looking for?
Just keep an eye out, see who's it.
It's a little too early to start a drinking contest.
Is it?
Is it? It's celebratory. at this
The
point.
Goliath is already a few drinks in that you fought with.
He seemed real excited to get his ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like that.
Some people like mean girls.
Yeah.
Some people like me.
I mean,
Some people.
Apparently, it works in the family.
sorry. Back to the task.
No, all
Back to the
good.
tavern.
All good.
First, you're gonna probably get something to eat because it's hungry.
Okay.
And he's gonna wait to see if anyone else shows up before he starts taking these guys to play at drinking.
Okay, cool. So you approach Sam, and Sam's just like, oh, hello, Akhenaton, how are you?
Yeah, doing good. I mean, guess. You want a spot for the leftovers in the back?
Yeah. I can dish it up for you.
I got it. Don't worry about it. You're enough as it is.
You sure?
There's a thing called... Oh, wait, you can't do that. Sleep.
Oh yeah, I don't sleep. Yeah, it's kind of a problem.
You really don't want to take a day off, man.
And do what? I like cooking.
I mean, fair enough.
I do what I love. Hello. Hello there.
Hello. Hello there.
You hear a disembodied voice from the ether. Make a perception check.
13 again.
13 again. You can't determine the source.
Why would goblins be up to lately? Sometimes you're gonna go eat.
Okay.
You'll clean up wherever anyone else has not finished.
Excellent.
Nothing goes to waste when Tom's around.
Or a
Nothing.
raccoon.
All
Or
right.
a goat, or a possum. Or a goat. That makes way more sense.
Let's see here. All right, so I know Hecate, you were headed to the tavern around this time. The two of you parted ways. What direction are the two of you going? Opposite directions, but where? Just walking around the grove?
I think she's going to the barracks to kind of set up some of her things and yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you go into the barracks and you see a few other Ashguard that are coming and going. And you see some of them, well, actually all of them are wearing different metallic arm rings of various ranks and are coming and going. And you see Codlac, he's currently inside. And like you walk in, it's kind of a hallway that opens up into like a lounge area. And then there's a wing that goes off to the left with doors and rooms. And in each room, there's like sets of bunk beds or singular beds. And, you know, some of them are taken, some of them are open. It's kind of like a crash wherever type of situation. Like no one really has a designated room. That you respect people's belongings, of course, but it's very kind of open, come and go in the barracks. But Codlac has his own room kind of in the rear section of the main entry. It's kind of more of like a office. Like he has a desk in there, and then he has a kind of archway that goes into like a deeper private chamber.
Cool.
Where he sleeps. And you kind of walk in and see the massive sleeping Cerberus that's on the carpet. One of the heads is just lolled with the tongue out, drooling a giant puddle on the carpet, and it's taking up a lot of the space like in this area. But you see the other Ashguards that are walking by, going out for patrol or returning from a shift change, or unbothered by the presence of this giant furry 3-headed dog.
She'll look for an empty bed and see if she recognizes any of the stuff laying on the other beds, just to kind of fish out, like, does she want this bed or should she want a different one?
Oh, okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Cool.
Yeah, because you guys stayed in the inn,
Yeah,
The last night.
first night
which you
or...
probably wouldn't remember.
Oh, it's a nat one.
That's a great start.
You have no idea. I think what happens is like you head into a room, and it's interesting because like you can tell that people have been in this space recently, but there are a lot of personal belongings or effects left out. So you just have no idea who's been here. But yeah.
I think I'm sure she just kind of picks a bunk and just lays her things on it, kind of makes the bed her own, and like stuffs the photo of her brother kind of in her pillow.
Okay. Cool. Alrighty. Okay, where were you heading?
I think I was just probably headed to the lakeshore.
Okay.
Just to get away from everybody.
Throw up shards of your own pelvis.
Okay.
Shots fired.
Yeah, you walk up to the lakeshore and you see like many denizens of the grove kind of like out kind of on the rocky shore, kind of posted up with like chairs and whatnot. Some of like there's probably some folks having a picnic, enjoying some of the water of the lake. It's a very, very large lake. Like I think so far that you can't really see the other shore very well. It's not quite so far that it looks almost out of view. But yeah, and you see some folks are swimming and enjoying the water, and it's a rather cold day, but that still doesn't deter some folks from enjoying it like it is a hot summer day. There's some folks fishing. You see a few fishing boats out there. I think you see some kids running around. You see like one of the kids like skipping or trying to skip a rock. Yeah, it's just, you know.
I'm sort of stumbling around because I'm at 1 hit point.
Yeah, you're looking a little rough.
So I'm pretty beat up, and I just like stumble into the like shore and the shallow water, and I'm just like wiping water on like where I've been beat up and where I've gotten like trying to clean myself up and like catch my breath and huffing and puffing as I do that. And then as I like wipe water on my face, I'll like look down and pull out my sending stone and sit back on the shore of the lake and speak into it. And just be like, Zan, I really need you right now. It's really hard here. I don't know what I'm doing, and I wish I could go home. And I'll wait for a response.
You wait for a response. A good while. You don't hear anything.
I get frustrated and I just like shove it back in my bag. And then I'll just sit by the water, like still sort of in the water, just looking out onto the lake.
As you're sitting there kind of on the edge of the lake, watching the water before you kind of just splash and, you know, wash up against between the rocks, sinking down and retracting and then washing up again, kind of this natural rhythm, and you kind of feel the wind through your hair and see the leaves kind of blowing in the wind. You feel the wind shift and you feel like it feels like something tugs you as you kind of turn and like expect someone to be there. No one's there. And then when you turn to look, you kind of see that there's... Make an insight check for me.
Inside. I'm actually not bad at insight checks. Famous last words. 13.
13.
Next episode,
It's too odd of a sensation for it just to be wind. You don't see anything, you don't hear anything other than the wind, but you feel this draw, like something is beckoning you back into the grove proper.
So I'm going to say I feel it in my chest. And I try and ignore it for a second, but because I can feel it and because of how I was raised, I get up and I follow the sensation.
Okay. You kind of get up and follow in that direction. You kind of take some steps and you're walking away from the lake at this point.
Yeah.
You're kind of walking back up towards like the outer wall and towards the gate, and you kind of occasionally as you're walking you'll still feel it, and it's less of a tug but more of like someone's brushing your shoulder or your elbow, like just passing by you, and it's the wind. You just hear the like every time it passes, it kind of surges for a moment, and it leads you through the gate, which is open. You see a few of the posted guards at the time are just kind of like standing by fire, recognize you, like one of them waves at you who knows you, and you walk below the archway and you're kind of standing heading towards the courtyard, not too far away from where you had training. Kind of pass a water well and continues to kind of pull you. And you kind of like get in this area of unknown because there's so many different crossroads and ways to go around houses, and the thoroughfares go like on the tradesway, like where there's the shops and the blacksmith and like all of that stuff. And you know, you hear people like bustling around you, but it's like almost the wind has dampened that noise, the hustle and bustle of the grove. And you kind of stop, and when you stop, the wind stops, and you find yourself looking at where the Great Warning Pyre used to be. Just this massive kind of cobblestone basin that was essentially a giant fire pit with a bunch of wood and ash that's just kind of fallen in and collapsed on itself. Huge trunk-like trees that were burnt at one time kind of sit askew. One of them kind of cracked and burned long ago. Not in like disrepair, but just, you know, it's a giant fire pit that who knows when the last time it was used. And as you stand there, you just kind of look at it, but you see the faintest little light in the pyre, like under the large, like felled trees that are burnt and scorched. Just tiny, it looks like a little tiny light, like a firefly, just sitting among the soot and the ash and like the twigs, and it's like buried beneath all of the gunk that's under this fireplace, just sitting there.
I'm gonna look around, and then back to this tiny light, taking a breath and just go and try and investigate it more.
Okay.
Move stuff out of the way.
You have to like crouch and kneel down, and when you do, you essentially have to go prone as you kind of crawl into like this giant, like old fire.
Yeah, I'm like
pyre.
Crawling through.
Yeah, and you're getting covered in ash and soot by doing so, but you're starting to clear out some of the debris. There's some like wet leaves and whatnot, and as you're kind of clawing through it and moving a lot of this debris, you kind of see that faint light kind of growing fainter and fainter and fainter. And go ahead and make an investigation check for me with advantage.
Investigation with advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, and as you go through and uncover all of this soot and everything, you find something originally that you thought that was like a twig and you're ready to discard it. Mm-hmm. Then you see red coloration, and you see what looks like a small feather, like something between fuzz and a feather. And when you pull it out, it's warm to the touch. Not like hot iron hot, but maybe like a hot dish that's been recently warmed up with warm food on it or something. It's almost to the point of burning your hand, but just enough that it's not. You kind of hold this feather in your hand and look at it. It's odd, and you see that there's a faint glow to it.
I'm gonna look around and see if I can see the source of where the feather, if there's a source that the feather came from.
With a 17 investigation check, it's the only thing inside other than all the soot and gunk and everything else.
I'm gonna hold it in my hand for a moment and then pocket it and shuffle my way back out of the soot and the ash to where it was.
Okay. When you shuffle your way out from the pyre, and you go and stand and look around, you're not in the grove anymore. You look around and you see a scorched treescape and ground and burnt logs, and you see you are standing in a very unfamiliar setting to you. I'll say, actually, no, this wouldn't be unfamiliar to you. You've been to the Feywild before. You see the Feywild before you, and the landscape is scorched, and you look like you're in this valley that's been caught in some kind of wildfire. And you're holding this feather looking around, and you don't see any of the buildings of the grove, any of the people. You see what looks like the occasional like fey stag like leaping over a burnt log, like running away. And you see some birds flying in the distance above, also flying away from this valley. And as you're looking, you can kind of make out what looks like a object through the burnt like terrain. Do me a favor, make a perception check for me.
That is an 18.
18. You see this long, lengthy humanoid form walking, and when it's walking, there's a swaying. It looks like it's holding like a lantern, but it's the middle of the day. And in this lantern, you see this like blue flame. It's just an intense heat that's coming from it, and you see like any of the burnt twigs or branches or anything in its path that are in front of it instantly recoil and like burn away as ash just begins to blow past this tall, cloaked, slender individual as it's walking through the brush. And you're looking right at it. And when you see this, you see its kind of like silhouette of its face turn. You kind of see the hue of a very colorful, pigmented, kind of fey humanoid creature. It's pretty far distance, like you're looking through trees and whatnot, but you kind of catch the crooked smile as it turns back to look towards you, and you watch as the individual just turns invisible. And you're just standing there, and then the ash kind of kicks up with the wind, and you kind of blink, and then you look, and you are standing in the courtyard of the Warriors' Grove. You see people going about their business. You see like one individual who's like hauling like crates of food and crops, kind of is like stopped and looked towards you and kind of sees you there standing with like 1,000-yard stare. She kind of looks at you and sets the crate down, goes and grabs another crate and kind of makes eye contact with you, worried for a second, but then doesn't dwell on it. Just kind of keeps doing what they're doing. But yeah, you're kind of left a little bewildered by whatever just happened.
I just kind of catch my breath and I like wave to the person that is staring at me and just like everything's fine. And then I'm just gonna book it. Do I still have the feather?
You do, yeah.
I'm gonna pocket the feather.
Okay. You can add that to your trinkets if you'd like.
Cool, I will. And then book it back to the tavern.
Okay.
As much as my hobbled, hurt pup, like, can book it. And just like scramble back to
Not
the
only do you look rough from the recent combat exercise, but you're now covered in ash and soot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's go to Shada. Where are you at this time? Are you still at the courtyard?
That depends on where the book exchange is.
Oh, yes, the book exchange. So I actually think that you would see Adora run past.
Yeah.
As you were also cutting through the courtyard to head towards this like book exchange, you know, folks kind of just leave tomes and trade a book for a book, simple thing. And you kind of walk over to it and kind of notice Adora run by.
Yeah.
And you're a little confused by it, but
tripping over myself as I.
I'll call out to her.
Okay.
Adora,
Yeah.
where are you going?
The tavern.
Do you need the patch up?
Yeah.
I want to do a medicine check.
Okay.
Standard, not magical, just. Ooh, nice. 24.
24, yeah. Pretty rough. Definitely has some developing bruises that will darken as the day goes on. No broken bones, but definitely a few rough patches that you can easily tend to. Do you have a healer's kit?
Does my character come with one of those?
I'm not sure.
I should have enough to buy one. I only bought the bare essentials when I made my character. So
we could say that you have like a few supplies
like
from on hand from a healer's kit
cleric.
to patch
cleric.
people up.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess cleric.
Yes, cleric.
Yeah. So you can take some
I'll
time.
patch her up, and I'll can I make a perception check to see if I see the feather?
Sure.
She put it in her pocket.
I put it
Oh,
in
you
my
put it in my
Oh, it's in the
pocket.
pocket.
Okay, I'm not going to do that.
What has he got in his skinses?
String or nothing. Let's see. Insight.
Okay.
I want to see if she's
Sure, okay, yeah.
shaken, not just from the bones.
I thought you were going to say not stirred.
Nah, yeah.
That's not bad. 12.
12, sure. You could do deception or persuasion, or no? Yes.
Probably just.
I'm not trying to hide anything.
Yeah.
I look.
Oh,
I think
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I look pretty shaken, I would say.
Okay.
I presume you've seen battle before. What's wrong?
Fire. I need to talk to V.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. Right when you go to scamper off, there is a someone like pokes you on your shoulder from behind. It's like, oh, excuse me, are you known as looks at like a piece of parchment that's sealed, has a wax seal on it, and you see the sigil of your deity on it, like in a wax seal, like the rising sun
Of Lathander.
of Lathander, yes. And hands it out to you. You're like, are you Shada?
Yeah, I'll see the sigil. I'll say yes.
Letter from you. Just kind of holds out a hand.
A hand.
Yeah, just an empty hand.
Bayman.
Just like,
Here.
what do you place in their hand?
3 copper.
3 copper. They go, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Safe travels.
Always tip your driver.
Thank you.
Got something for you. Go hands only.
Yeah.
And then scampers off.
Okay. I will wait to open it. I want to tend
Yeah.
Adora first.
Yeah, open it when you will. Yeah, and you both scamper off towards the tavern. Let's see. We will jump back to Armand. Where are you at?
I'm still at the training grounds, just like practicing hitting a dummy with my rope dart out of frustration.
Okay. As you are doing so, do me a favor and make a perception check for me.
Why? Why? Because the DM said so.
I did ask nicely.
You did. 7.
7.
Tracks.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Too much in your head.
Okay.
Training.
You do
focus.
not notice anything that takes your attention off of what you were doing. So, out of curiosity, what are you doing in this moment as you're training? Like what you said before, like rope dart? Are you just like practicing on dummies, or are you going for like precision training at like a stationary target, or
Precision training on like a stationary target, just kind of like practicing like shooting, but also like working like keeping the precision as I'm like moving like from side to side, kind of. It's more out of frustration after what Shada informed me with our younger brother wishing me luck today, and now I'm just in a very sour, guilt-stricken mood. I'm just like, fuck. And I'll also say that like at this point, training for maybe like, I don't know, like an hour.
oh, okay.
How much time has passed now?
I'd say somewhere. I think because people come in and run around doing multiple things at the same time, we're somewhere in the half-hour-ish mark, maybe.
Okay.
So you kind of been at it a little bit.
Yeah. Starting to sweat, take off the shirt, and just continue like practicing, but getting like kind of like more frustrated as I'm just like thinking back on things that have like happened and like what's led me to like this point, and the precision is starting to die, and I'm getting increasingly more frustrated to the point of I'm like close to like a second rage, like just like a personal second rage, where I'm just gonna like start hitting the dummy like with fists, but not quite there yet. Just like on the, like just one thing's probably gonna set me off
On the cusp.
on the cusp.
Okay.
Yeah.
While
no.
you're drawing near to that point with frustration and emotions, you hear the faintest exhale of breath in your periphery, and you see your mother, Yolanda, standing there, leaning against the pillar. This dark complected kind of wood elf, long kind of fake ears, braided hair, standing there in robes, just looking at you. Been there for the longest amount of time. Very stealthy.
Of course.
Just letting you do your thing and simply observing.
But now do I notice her?
Yeah, you only because she allows you to. She's breaking her stealth. She just kind of is like,
You know, we're just like, fuck. Hola. Hi, Mom. Hi.
"How are you?"
Fine. Yeah, I'm good. I'm rolling in the garden. I'm fine.
You know, it's not fine.
What's not
That
fine?
training dummy is not fine.
Is
You are. I think you got it.
how? Like, what is the shape of the dummy now?
Oh, it's fine. I mean, you were. There's holes in it. It's like
I think
fucking.
there's probably more hole than that dummy left.
No, yeah, definitely. Like it sounded from the way you described it, like you're basically you're working your way up to ripping it apart.
Yeah.
Essentially,
Looks like that
with
wizard's
emotions. Like you could see, like if it's one of the more animated ones, like the magical ones, it kind of puts itself back together. But if you go at it like frequently enough, it can't kind of put itself together fast enough based on, like, if you're ripping it apart, it's just straw, leaves, twigs, everything just kind of flying everywhere.
Well, you know, it's been a day.
Want to talk about it?
Yeah, actually. And I just kind of like sit like right where I'm standing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, I'm still 18, so I'm still very much like a little like mama's boy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, we had a team training battle today. It actually went pretty well.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I beat up an old man.
Okay.
I shot like a halfling in the face.
Okay.
She technically got knocked out. Like it was like right in her face.
They did enter this combat willingly, though.
I'm assuming they were under the like orders from a like inspector lady.
An inspector?
I don't know. I don't know the full story.
Oh.
But no one liked her.
And you won, yes?
We won.
And this upsets you, why?
Shada said Omar wished me luck today. How is he?
There are good days and there are bad days. Today's been a good day. I've had some time to break away and I wanted to check on both of you. I know today, based on talks last night at dinner, that you both seem to be stressing a bit about the trial ahead. It's good to hear that it went relatively well.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we're kind of meshing better. Tom's a dick, but that's not anything new.
You should have worked with his father.
Was Senor Pan this much of a dick, or was... Mom seems to like him.
I'm not at liberty to say. Mixed feelings. Pandemonium was good in a pinch. A trotting wrecking ball, if you will.
Understatement.
There were some amazingly fun moments, but there were also some. Just kind of see that stare. She kind of looks away from you and zones out for a moment. Just like, and there were some intense moments. We got through a lot together, and when I wasn't there, Pilar was, and we just helped when we can. And I don't want to push you kids harder than we were pushed when we were your age, but you're helping the Grove and the Guild, and it means a lot, even though the folks who live here wouldn't say it. So don't be too hard on yourself.
I get why you and Mama kind of stronged on me into doing this. But I feel like I did need this.
Like you did or did not?
Did.
Did? Well, that's good.
I just... I'm really trying. And like some of the people here, they get under my skin a little bit, but I feel like that's a good thing. How's Mama?
She's good. She unfortunately got called away to deal with business back in Santa de Dios, but
Does she need help?
No, it's a political issue. It's nothing violent.
They can't just leave her alone.
They are still learning how to govern themselves. Thankfully, your mother is quite adept at being a good leader, even though she would say otherwise.
Well, she's a good leader. I'm sorry that I haven't been at home as much. It's
What? Why are you apologizing for that?
it's hard to be around him. And honestly, it's hard with Miki not talking to me. And I know the little ones are fine, but it's not the same. It's just easier to kind of stay away and think, but I miss you guys.
We miss you too, but you're always welcome. It's your home just as much as ours, but we also understand that you're starting to discover yourself and what it is you want to do, and if serving the guild doesn't work out, I'm sure you can find your calling elsewhere. Something we've been preparing for a long time. But you'll always have a home here, so regardless of how things are or how busy the house is, I always try to check in on everyone when I can. So here I am.
I get up, kind of slowly, and then I just rush and hug her in a very big bear hug because I'm a giant.
Yeah, and when she kind of braces from the impact and hugs you, and in the hug you kind of feel your hair stand up on its ends a bit as you feel a little bit of the static electricity of the druidic magics kind of bolster it a tiny bit. Yeah.
How tall is Yolanda?
5'11".
Okay, so you're not quite the same height sitting down as she is standing up, but it's close.
It's close. I to her chest.
Yeah.
Where did the genetics come from? Both of your moms are not even 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Magic.
Magic.
Magic potion.
Yes.
Magic D.
A little extra height.
They got Taylor.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
They did.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
Chemical X.
as I hug her, I just go I just say te amo.
I love you.
I let her go, and I'm I'll probably sleep in the barracks for a bit, but I'll be home soon.
Okay. Visit when you can. We know where the hidden key is at. Just don't get into too much trouble.
It's in.
I'm sorry?
He said it was in the dick garden.
Yes. That is totally still a thing.
Well, you're my friend, right? It's flourished. It's a dick field.
Come, let us walk through the dick garden.
With me.
Hey, your aunt is
Yeah.
one of yours is technically our friend.
This is true.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go and put my shirt on. It's just alright, are you gonna stay for a bit, or do you need to go back, or
I was running an errand, just thought I'd come swing by and see how things were. I'll be back at home.
what errand?
I'm just grabbing food for the pantry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So much. Do you need help carrying it back?
No, it's all right, but thank you. It's food goes a lot faster these days, but it's fine. Wanted to renovate part of the house too. I was going to talk with one of the masons and woodworkers and see if they could come take a look.
Oh, hold on. And I take out my rusted sword that I got from the Omen. I'm can you run this by the smithy and see if they can restore it? It was a gift.
Yeah. And takes it, just kind of looks at it, a curious blade. Sure, yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. And you should visit the team sometime. Knock Tom on his ass a bit. That'd be fun.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that'd be fun to watch.
Okay. I'll talk to Codlek, see if we can arrange something.
And that's
That would be cool. That'd be so cool. He's a giddy little boy. That'd be so cool. Okay, I'm gonna head inside the tavern now that the dummy is destroyed. But I will see you all soon.
Okay.
We'll let everyone know that I love them and that I'm thinking of them.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah. Safe travels, Arlen.
You too, Mama.
Say that. You see, she just kind of winks and then like in a bolt of lightning
Jesus.
and a flash of light, just up into the sky and it's gone.
Yeah, she needs
Good lighting
help
sounds.
with groceries.
Thank you.
That was great. I like that she's doing that to go get groceries.
Yeah,
That's
you
how
hear
I get
like the
groceries, too.
through the clouds and see her flash, and then lightning strikes on the other side of the group.
Well, if
You hear,
Yeah, some grocer shits himself.
Yeah.
Yolana's that fast, imagine Pilar
yeah,
bringing
got
the
the
sound.
boots.
Yeah.
yeah, like
Sound
fucking
barrier.
Storm from the X-Men, just zapping around all over the place.
I'm just like super jazzed. I'm like, okay.
Mom said I was good.
Mom said it was yeah. I'm just gonna head to the tavern a little bit like puppy swell chest, like yes.
Cool. Okay, I think is everyone back at the tavern at this point?
Yes.
You were heading there,
Yeah.
and everyone's kind of heading there
I
now.
can head there, yeah.
Where were you though? Where
I was
were
in
you
the
doing? Oh, you were in the barracks, getting
Yeah.
your stuff situated. So you have your things situated now.
Yeah, I think she takes off her
Your
ring
mom, calm
and
down.
shoves it in her
Nobody
pillowcase
died.
with the special photo.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay, cool.
I feel Bonjo's like mellowed.
Alrighty.
She has like 98 kids.
Going to the tavern.
What'd you say, like 15?
Nine.
It was a lot. Well, the plan was a lot.
The plan was
12.
12.
Okay.
As a parent, no.
Yeah.
So Tom, you were already there.
Yep.
The two of you, I think, would come running in for. No, Hecate, you walk in first.
Yeah, I come in and she like, whenever she goes around and over things, she kind of does, you know the like ADHD thing where you like cut the corner too close?
Yes.
She does that but like over things. So she like golem crawls like up and around stuff and she goes and she puts another like flower on the tree. Like per her usual routine before she sits down. But yeah, she like moves through space, not in a, she doesn't walk in place, but she moves in like the most efficient way to a place, whether that's over, around, or under things.
Yeah.
So she like, and then she'll go sit down.
Okay.
You know you can go around.
Yeah, but I got him much faster doing it this way.
For flavor for us coming in, Shada would offer to like support you if you were limping, but I feel like you wouldn't accept it.
It's not fun that way. Shut up.
I just like
It's
am
really in that
struggling
Yeah.
of my own accord.
Okay. Cool.
She like burst in the door.
I imagine shortly after you enter into your thing that the two of you do come in, not sprinting, but I think kind of with some urgency, some pep in the step.
Can only
An intentional strut.
Yes.
Yeah, if you'd like to roll insight, go for
I'm
it.
just looking around the tavern because I'm looking for
Who are you looking for?
Vivian.
Vivian. Vivian is not in the tavern.
Right. I don't
At this
know
time.
that.
No, it's true.
15.
I don't know.
15. Yeah, you with the 15 insight off the both of you, what does Hecate read? Emotions and whys and like kind of that pep and step urgency.
Well, how do you look? How is the bandaging?
I'm real hurt, but like a bit
Dusty.
bandaged up
Dusty.
and super
So-
covered in
sooty.
soot
Ashy.
and almost a little frantic. Like not overly dramatic frantic, but like I'm definitely not focused or not. I'm trying to look. I'm looking for something
Hey.
or someone. Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
What happened? Why are you so dirty?
I don't know.
Where's?
Come here.
I need everybody. Where's we?
Do we? I don't know.
I
You
come in
talk
at
to her
this point.
last.
Okay.
Sup?
Armand walks in.
She followed you.
Hola, hermano.
Right, but where
What?
did she go?
You seem
Why
cheerful.
are you crawling around?
Sama.
Are you a chimney sweep?
Good.
No.
Did you get a job?
I'm not a chimney sweep.
It went better than
It's
Chim
not a job that I
chimmery,
can have.
chim chimmery.
Yes. Technically.
I'll think about it.
Oh, okay.
Why are you dirty?
She's sweeping chimneys.
I don't want to have to go through this more than once, so if we can gather everybody together, that would be great.
That is fair.
I will say it. I haven't seen any of you in a very long time, but it seems like if anybody knew where Vivian was, it might be you. There seemed to be some history.
Yeah, well, I don't know where she is.
Okay.
So,
Where were you staying?
I was staying in the barracks.
Is she in the barracks?
I don't know, she
No,
wasn't there.
she might be at like one of the inn rooms. We stayed in the inn last night.
Same room or just
Left
separate?
together?
You just walk in at this point. Yeah, no, it's great. I was just kind of wanting to see how far away to go.
There she is.
Yeah, the door opens.
Here
You
I
see
am.
Vivian
so, like,
walking
we're,
looking
in.
for-
we're all together now, right? We're all
Yeah,
like.
speak of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at like the team of people that we just fought, and then like
Yeah.
our crew of people, and be like, let's go somewhere.
We are
We just-
somewhere.
Okay, let's
We just got here.
Let's go.
Is this a...
Where are we going?
Private or do we
Somewhere
need...
more private.
Somewhere more private.
Oh, didn't she just say?
I don't know why she didn't.
I have a
No,
place.
You have a place?
You
Yes.
wish?
Can we trust
I have a
it?
place.
Is it sound?
Is it safe?
Is it cool?
Is it secret?
Yes.
Where are we going?
Probably.
What is?
Who are
You see the Goliath sitting there, fucking red face, very
I want
drunk.
you to know you're doing a very good job. We'll be back.
Where are we going?
No, you're not. You're staying right
I'm
here.
ready for an
Laura
adventure.
wants to talk about
You're doing great. We'll be back. You stay. You stay here. We'll be right back. I have a
Okay.
place.
From the last, like,
Go talk to
10
the person.
I have a place that nobody goes.
Okay, I'll stand guard here, and he like goes to salute and hits like the mug,
Yeah.
the top of his head, pours drink down his face, just kind of stands there.
He seems
On the
nice.
way out, Shada's gonna give Sam like an extra handful of coins and say, keep that one well stocked.
So I'm like, oh, okay.
How much
Takes
money
the
do you
coins.
have, Amanda?
Ooh,
Not much.
what the fuck happened
I make
to
it
you?
last.
You were...
I don't drink myself.
Did you fall?
No, it's a good choice.
You said you wanted the place more private.
Let's go somewhere more private.
And I go back
Everyone,
to the
let's go.
old.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
I lead
Come
them
on.
back to the old tower,
Okay.
which I assume is unoccupied.
It is unoccupied, but it has been sealed shut.
By who?
You don't know. All you know that it's been sealed shut, and no one has been in it in a very,
I think
very
she
long
walks like
time.
right up to it and just goes to open the door, like she
Yeah.
knows what the fuck she's doing. And she's like,
Like it's not budging.
Well, it seems secure.
"You did ask that. Is there an open window?"
There's no open window, but you do see the window up from your old room, way a ways up there.
I would like to send my familiar in through the window to open it.
So we can't even go in this place?
I mean, give me a moment. You see Tom reaches up into one of the corners, kind of feels around, and you hear, and he pulls off like part of the
Okay.
metal. He pulls off his thieves tools.
Okay, you're gonna attempt to pick the lock. Go ahead
Are
and
they embedded into your
thieves tools
arms?
check, and then for her,
Yeah, that's sexy. Through the window.
you feel the shadow kind of begin to creep up the side of the tower, and you watch it begin to climb up a bit as it detaches from you and just.
Does everyone else see this? I don't have this discussion with anybody. You.
This might be the first time for a
Yeah.
few of you as you see this happen, where Hex Shadow just kind of becomes like an amorphous kind of blob against the side of the building, still in a shadow, casts like there's an object in front of it, but there isn't anything, and it just kind of creeps its way up to the window and
Why does that not surprise me?
just it passes through the seam. I imagine there's like a tiny gap, and it just
Yeah. What?
goes
Have you been
inside.
messing with the Fae lately?
Adamant.
yeah.
No, it's always been.
Just because she is not
21 to unlock the
imaginary
door.
does not mean she does not have imaginary
Oh, 21.
powers.
Yes.
You successfely, with
I
your
mean,
thieves tools, do unlock the
They're
door,
not really imaginary.
and you feel
Are
that
we
you
gonna
hear that
really
click.
bring that up now?
And you're like, got it. And when you go, you can feel that it's been barricaded from within.
I thought that was just between the three of
It's
us.
the doors are unlocked, so they will open. But once it's unbarricaded, you
It's still between
won't get it
Okay. So
unless you break the door down.
Can I, you see, as you guys are muttering about that, her eyes will go black, and I will look through her eyes and, like, get her down the stairs to the...
Yeah, and
Door.
as you're watching through, you kind of
Yeah.
just are just low to the ground like an insect almost, or slithering more like a serpent, and just going along the staircase and the walls and just moving through. And what you're seeing through your familiar's eyes during this time is just an empty tower, void of objects and,
What she thought she
and
was going
things,
to
and
find.
just
Or what I thought I was going to find you.
going down, gets to the ground level, and you sees the door and sees the door's barricaded. Sees like chains, like a planked barricade, reinforced slats pushing into the door. It's been heavily reinforced from within. And walking up to it from outside, you all can begin to hear the rattling of chains and kind of like the breaking of metal and splintering of wood. And during this moment, as you're looking through the sight of her, you lose the sight. But you still hear things rattling, and you kind of hear this. It's just this very sporadic kind of outburst, and then you kind of hear the doors and windows kind of begin to just kind of warble a bit, and some cracking and splintering of wood, and then finally, like thaumaturgy, the doors go flying open, and wood and chains and metal goes flying past you all, scattering to the ground, and
See? I told you to get it.
Shadow returns to your usual
I
shadow.
like leaning like,
There's no response.
That's fine. Anyway, this is my dad's house. And nobody lives in it.
Then why is it off from the inside?
I don't know. But it was empty, so it is private.
He was
I just
there.
walk right into the tower.
Okay.
Damn it, Adora!
I was a baby.
Vivian
Shit, yeah.
smirks at you before she walks in.
Inside check.
It's a lot of kind of smirk. What are we talking about here?
10.
Okay. 12.
Do I think it's like a good smirk? Like,
That's up to you.
It's my decision.
Oh.
like
Your king or not?
that was neat? Like,
Or a
What do you
hex
want to
kind
think?
of thing.
We're gonna use
I
that
think
later.
Yeah.
because
I think because I feel, I think she,
it's a what do you want?
yeah, I think Heck just kind of takes it as like, that's a pretty cool tower, you know?
Okay, yeah,
I guess
okay.
it's like,
Sure.
But also goes in and looks around and checks.
I just got
I'm going and look for somewhere to sit.
Draugloth's not still here, is
No, fortunately, the Shadow Mastiff faded when your father passed away.
okay. I think everyone goes in, and I kind of realize what I'm doing and stand at the threshold for like a long pause.
Heck.
Hmm?
You alright?
Yeah, I just haven't been here in a while, and
This was your
Reluctantly,
suggestion.
you said you needed a place that was private. This is very private.
Reluctantly, I like hold my foot
Then-
out to you, like, come on.
She'll take it, then she'll come in and kind of shakes her head, and
Perhaps we should make it private and brief.
maybe.
Adora?
Oh yes, you're dirty.
Yes.
We're here. We're private. We're secure.
So I like gather. I go in and I sit down on whatever there is to sit down.
There is no furniture. It's just cobblestone floor.
I go in and sit on the
So you
cobblestone
just kind of sit on the floor.
And like cross my big legs.
Are we having circle time?
Yes.
Okay.
we're having-
Isn't there
Story time.
there's a study upstairs?
No, I want to.
There was a study upstairs, yes, but the tower has been gutted out since you were young.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I say, so I was. Something weird happened. I just.
Wait. Weird, like for us, or just weird for normal people?
Let them talk.
I reach into my bag and I pull out the feather.
Oh, that kind of weird.
You all see this kind of, it's almost like a feather from a young bird. It's got like, adolescent kind of fluff towards the root of the feather, and then it kind of plumes into a much more vibrant, kind of bright red feather towards
Roll
the
a
tip.
Arcana check or nature check?
Yeah, nature check, arcana check.
Let's see how much some here.
None of those are great.
That's not great.
I would like
12.
to.
History, I'll take history.
Come pay attention to
None
that
of
flash.
that. History?
12.
It's the same?
11.
Okay.
What is it?
That's good. Dice is going in
Arcana,
dice jail.
history, or nature.
It's the same either way, 17.
Okay.
Yeah, same. 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope, not even gonna worth saying.
No?
Oh, dear.
Come on. We embrace all rolls, even the bad ones. Was it a 1?
It was 0 because
Ah!
Nice.
That's
one with a
impressive.
-1.
Oh,
That's
wow.
impressive.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Impressive.
Cool. So, for those who got above, I'd say a 15.
Only him.
Only Tum. Okay, Tum.
Makes sense.
Did you disclose where you found it yet?
No, I just pulled
No.
it out.
Okay, you pull it out. Tum, looking at this, you're a bit surprised. It's definitely, it looks like a phoenix, a feather of a phoenix.
It's a phoenix down.
Yeah.
Where did you get that from?
It was in the old warning pyre.
Why were you in the warning
I
pyre?
explained it. Like,
The what? That explains the
The
dirt.
big ash pit, fire pit in the middle of town.
Yeah, it used to house a primordial spirit of a phoenix
We know.
years and years and years ago. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
in the
right,
history
right,
of the
right.
growth,
Yeah.
but
Supposedly
it
the
no
phoenix
longer
is the
lives here. It
big
was set free.
I thought it was a myth. honestly.
Hey, who's the greatest?
You and me both, but I found this in there.
But why were you in it?
Because I saw some light in the pyre and I went to go check it out.
Okay, a feather
Okay.
is weird, but why would it freak you out so much?
I like look around. Are we like far away from the door?
I imagine you're all sitting kind of in the circular center of
I think
this
somebody
bubble
closed the
tower.
door.
I did.
Yeah.
You close the
Yeah.
doors. The doors are closed.
I look back and I be like, and I'll look at Tom and be like, something weird is happening in the Feywild.
You're gonna need to be more specific. It's the Feywild.
And then I'll
Weird is
explain
normal.
that when I went into the pyre and what I saw and give them all the information that they heard.
Okay.
Shad will say, ominous.
Does that figure sound like? Can we roll like a history check to see if that figure
We
sounds
asked
familiar?
the
It's just a figure, and with all the different kinds of fae that's well in the Feywild.
The only things I would say about
Well,
the figure is that
I
they were
might have a
colorful,
chance to
crooked
know.
smile, carrying a lantern.
I mean,
That
I do have a
looked
book
like
on occult lore.
you've never heard of a fae that carries a lantern of open flame before.
We could probably ask Arthea Baronesses. She was a princess there.
I can ask my mom. My mom took her their eighth place.
It felt like something was wrong, and I don't know.
Sinister.
Do you feel like you were physically transported there, or was this a vision?
I felt like I was there.
Do you think that, was the creature threatening you?
It was walking away from me, and when it saw me, it smiled and then disappeared.
Maybe it liked you.
That's probably bad.
That's scarier.
Should we tell someone?
Kaldak?
My dad, my mom.
We could all reach out to different people. Friend you might know. She's spent time there.
I mean, Codlack's our person in charge right now.
Isn't he just training us for guard duty though?
I mean, but it's protocol to
Maybe-
He is
tell
our
them.
Maybe we
superior.
should talk to your
Chain
mom,
of command.
Tom, or your dad.
Okay. Alright, who has not been to the Feywild?
I don't think we've been.
We know that.
Well, I was born in the Feydark
That's true.
as an infant. I don't
That
know
doesn't
if
count.
we,
You were a baby.
Well, I don't know if we traveled there as a family or not.
I don't remember traveling there as a family.
Okay, let's see now.
Alright.
Hey Don, how many of us have been to the
I think, like we established pre-campaign, that of those of you who... Tom has brought everyone to the Feywild on occasion to hang out.
Okay.
So I think all of you have experienced it at least one time.
Okay.
Can
Probably
we just
more than that.
go to the Feywild?
Yes.
That seems.
There are crossings.
I mean,
Yes,
technically, we have the rest of today and tomorrow off. We have the time.
Yes,
Tell
but
somebody?
But do
That's
we have
what
the
I'm
time
saying,
when
but
we
it-
get back?
I mean, if we're gonna tell anybody, we might as well tell Koldak, because
Kodlak.
thank you.
You should remember
Don't
that
say it to
one.
his face.
If we go without telling anyone.
He's kind of our
We might not be
boss.
back in time for 2 days from now.
Correct. We might not be back in 20 years from now.
hopefully not.
Is there a way to talk to somebody here without having to go to the Feywild?
Yeah. Wait. Well, yes,
We
would,
could
though.
speak with Frenya.
She has been,
Or
and I believe. was
Tom, I
friends.
hate to
yeah.
say this, but you're probably the best bet about talking to someone about this.
Who do you think we should talk to?
If we want that immediate, probably some here. From anyone else. If we want someone who's actually there, we probably go.
We probably should not just go to the Feywild. Right?
No, I don't
That
think we should
seems
go
rude.
there.
And you know your mom, Tom, being in her new position, status as an archfey, is very busy in the summer court dealings. And your father bounces between wandering and helping where he can and like being sent to deal with random things in the Feywild on occasion, but does frequent the Prime Material Plane on occasion too.
Well, we just haven't seen him today.
Yeah.
And we should
said-
go to Frenya first.
Frenya's here, right?
I think
Yes.
so.
Yes.
Then we should go. That's where we should go.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's proceed, Granny.
Hold on. And I want to look around this room real quick and see if anything was left behind before we leave.
Say that one
I
more
want
time.
to look around this room and see
Yeah.
if anything was left behind.
Make an investigation check for me.
Can I use my familiar to give me the help action?
No, you may not.
God damn it.
She did just open the tower for you. She might need to rest a moment.
What did we say? Investigation?
Mm-hmm.
5.
This place is... It's actually, other than the layer of dust on the floor,
It doesn't even have the floors
cobwebs and everything. It has the floors still because they're all built in the structure. But anything that was not built as a part of the structure has pretty much been removed. And
is this a surprise to me that this was like cleaned out and locked?
Well, I'd say your last memory of you have being within this space was before you moved in with Frenia.
So
with your dad, which was like almost a decade ago.
Who did this or anything?
No, yeah, you don't know who did it. No, yeah, this was all you know, Frenia. You last thing you can remember is like the last time you were here. You were with your dad when you were in the space.
I look around again, just kind of scrutinizing, but not really focusing on anything. And then and then I say, "Well, do we want to go now? We'll go now."
Let's go now.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm still at 1 hit point, so I still look real bad. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Now what? Okay.
yeah.
And then like as we go, I'll like take a step and be like, okay, hold on, and then I'll keep going.
Do you need? Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Nat 20.
Boom.
No. You can know. You know I'm not fine.
So not fine. Not okay.
I kind of like incognito try and just like before we go and do anything, you should probably heal up. And then I move forward.
Well, Frenia's a healer, right?
Yes, quite the compliment.
Okay, so to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, we ask her, we get you patched up. That's fine.
Good call.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way to Frenia's hut.
Proud of you.
You remember the thing.
As you are leaving the tower,
17
taking a leave, just walking out.
-1 intellect.
You
9 intelligence, motherfuckers.
you have your moment. You say your thing to Adora. Share the idea of Frenia. You kind of lead the way because you know where Frenia lives in the grove, and everyone else kind of follows. As you're leaving, you Hecate hear kind of like directly behind your head, just this, and you turn around, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And nothing there.
I don't like that.
Did no one else? Just I heard it?
No.
Yes, you heard it.
Yeah.
It's just us the players.
She's in
We
front
don't
of
like
everyone,
that.
and her head like fucking whips around. What was that?
Sounded like something very large and animalistic, mammalian was like sniffing the back of your
Was it a
head.
familiar sound?
No, not a sound you've heard recently.
Yeah, my head whips the fuck around,
Yeah.
like in front of everyone, because I'm leading the way, just like.
It was very unsettling because it was like the proximity was like against your neck. You didn't feel anything,
What
you just
was that?
heard it.
Whoa.
What was what?
What?
You okay?
You didn't hear that noise? It was like a snuffling noise,
No.
right behind me.
Take a look. Were you hitting the head somewhere?
No, I went through that fight completely unscathed. I did a great job.
Yes, you did your job.
Okay.
Anyway,
You did
weird.
as well. Hey, it took the strongest fighter, the hardest hit, and he still needed a little ask for a little help from his leadership.
Adora, you fought 3 people at once.
This is true.
This is true.
Yeah.
You did.
Let's
I had them
go. Let's go.
anyway.
Let's go.
We go, and we lead you all through like the now more structured like grove streets, and you go to this like crazy now like overwhelmingly overgrown garden, and I like kind of duck and weave through all these things. You hear weird undead noises. Don't
touch
pay
that.
attention to. Don't pay attention to those. And we go through and like
Don't
then.
pay attention to the dying.
She has no. They're just
right,
gardens.
they're right.
It's fine. And then she kind of like pulls this stuff away, and there's this like nice little cottage like in the middle of this crazy, now like 20-year-old garden.
Yeah.
And she like pushes the door open. Hello?
You don't knock, you just barge in?
I
She
live
lives here.
I don't think I've ever asked of you where you live. I just know that you live here.
Here.
Oh.
I live here.
Yeah, you see this like very nice.
Well, I mean, she just pops up.
This very
She
nice
does that.
interior of this hovel.
You
It's
used to it.
dimly lit with some candles, and you see the very tall, furball, kind of gaunt, tattooed form of Frenya, who's kind of sitting in a chair by the fire. It's interesting. It looks like she's knitting, but you notice that it's not like fabric and
Is she
needles. You see, there's like no. It's like plants. No. You see, it's like weaving kind of like roots together and like mossy patches of this like. It's interesting because it looks close to fabric, but it's all plant based.
Okay.
Just kind of like looks like they're mending some kind of plant together.
Shadow will look over and say, "That is very pretty."
Just kind of looks with a smile, and you see the ears kind of like move a bit as you see the kind of like wrinkled face kind of go into a bright smile. Looks toward you. I was like, "Oh, welcome! You've brought friends,
I
haven't you?"
did. This is
Hello.
Adora. I'm sure you've met
Hi, Granny.
Shada,
Nice to meet you.
Armand, and Vivian.
Oh yes.
Adora found a phoenix feather today, and
Oh.
believes she was transported to the Feywild. So we think you might be a good person to talk to.
Oh, are you having any symptoms from the Fey crossing? It's happened before. Many people have come and accidentally stepped over the wrong log or took
There's a Fey crossing in the pyre.
No, not in the pyre.
I was in the pyre.
What were you
Why
doing
she's
in the
so
pyre?
dirty?
Finding this, and I hold up the feather.
Oh.
Still covered in soot.
Yeah. You just
Wait,
kind
here.
of
It hurt.
you watch as like some of the runes.
Yeah.
You beat her to it. Like she was going to cast like a simple gust, kind of like clean you off, but
She looks proud of
and
herself.
she was kind of
did it
just
first.
like, well done. I looked back at you. It's not. It's a lucky find. We did indeed have a phoenix in the pyre at one time.
Yeah, what happened to that thing?
Can I tell that this looks like a young?
This I'll need a high DC nature check or history check for me.
Nope.
Okay.
It
You
was
have
nine.
no idea.
Nope. Okay.
Kind of inspects it and
so
looks at it.
This is from that phoenix. Put it back in the pyre.
It's a fine trinket.
I'll explain what I saw. And the figure and the blue flame lantern.
As you kind of explain it and keep explaining it, Frenya's expression just kind of like dips,
Oh no.
continues to grow with concern, and it's just like,
Senora Fania, I don't like that face.
She does make that face a lot though.
Granny.
you won't, were you?
I was in the pyre.
I was.
In the pyre.
Yes.
And then I got out of the pyre.
She was in the soot and then
And then
no
she got
more.
out of the soot.
You were sooted, and then found yourself in the Feywild
Yes.
and saw this entity.
Yes. In this burnt scape of valley.
I recommend you avoid the Feywild.
Me? Specifically?
Well, all of you.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Coward.
What I'm getting from this is this thing is
Smart.
some Fae, as some of you know better than others, tend to try to lure you into their domain. It's easier for them to play tricks on you and sway you to their cause and whatever it be. Have you ever had any sort of premonitions before?
No.
Inside check.
Kind of like looks at you and is like,
16.
Oh, 19. 8. Getting that smart.
Maybe.
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 So I think maybe she's not telling the truth. Okay.
Just kind of
I
looks
won't
back
say anything
like,
right now.
well, there is a chance that someone gifted with abilities like divination and foresight could develop these later in their life. Some may be gifted and not know it well into their adulthood. It's not uncommon. I just express concern because this could have been a forced vision from whatever this thing is, or from something else. this could be some fae that's just trying to get you to go deal with that one, or it's that one trying to get you to go there so it can lure you and...
This is what it's like back home.
You all have, from what I've heard with your recent training, it's that you've done well so far. And I think the Feywild can be a very dangerous place. And I would think it ill-advised for me to say that it is acceptable for you all to go chase this, whatever you want to call it, this vision, dream, hallucination. If you have any more, will you come to me?
Yes.
Good. If it happens again, then we can discuss it further and perhaps see what avenues lie before us and exploring how we can read these premonitions or visions and how best to deal with them. I think for now it's best to just focus on what you're doing here.
Okay.
But the feather is a good find.
I think it's cool. I put it back in my bag.
Do phoenix feathers have magical property?
I don't know. He just kind of holds out a hand
I
for
pull
it.
it back out of my pocket.
Kind of takes it and just kind of holds it. And you see the eyes kind of flash in the wind. In the room just kind of like twirls into a small cyclone, and the feather kind of turns, and as it spins, you can kind of see that at the base of the stem of the feather, when air is applied, almost like a small ember, it kind of gets hot. Kind of sparks almost like a rogue ember from a fire. It doesn't engulf in flame completely, but just heats up ever so slightly. And you see the eyes kind of Frenia kind of roll back, and the arcane glow overtakes them, and casts Identify on the flower, or not on the flower, on the feather. And the wind kind of, and then it sits in her hand. She offers it back to you, and it kind of drifts back into your reach. And just looks at you and goes, "It is not magical. It was a part of once a piece of a very powerful primordial creature, but holds a semblance of its power, but it's not like a magical wand or magical potion.
I keep it with me.
Perhaps future ingredients for something if you delve in
What if you
alchemy, or
What happens
I
if you eat
contemplated.
it?
don't.
Don't eat it? Oh.
Probably not a good idea.
But do we know? What if
Bird poop on it.
But there's not.
You know what? You all are old enough. If you want to explore that on your own, you may do so. I advise you against.
Would you eat it?
I just said not to,
Oh,
so you
okay.
think I would? I'm stupid not to eat it.
Thank you.
Of course, yes, of course. Would any of you like tea?
Yes, please.
You
Yes.
see, Frenia takes out this teapot, and it's funny as you notice, like, as the request for tea comes, you see, like, a large, like, cluster of ants is crawling across the tabletop carrying the tray with the tea kettle hot with cups, and they're just moving across the countertop for her. She takes some, hands them out, pours each of you some tea. It's quite good.
Okay, this isn't a dead person's tea last time, was it?
Just smiles and sips.
Dead person's tea?
I look at Frenia and I go,
Corpses make very good fertilizer.
"Can you heal me?"
Oh.
Oh yes, and you see it holds out the
I
hand, it
put
kind of puts it on your
down
shoulder,
It's not.
and
They just help grow the
speaks
plant.
in this kind of like giant
is normal.
language, which you're kind of
Yeah.
familiar
I
with.
speak giant.
As you see, some of your runes, I think, would light up with this similar
all
magic
corpses,
popping off,
so it is all
and your
soil.
wounds all just heal shut,
Armand, have you ever ate
and the
anything at the
achiness and
tavern?
soreness fades away.
And I just taken a big deep
You've never
breath.
met the mushroom, have you?
We're talking.
You heal. What's your max HP?
13.
Yeah, you're back at full. And then just kind of sits back and sips the tea with a smile.
Adora's all healed.
I feel so much better.
Here,
Does
drink more
Frenia,
tea.
does Frenia remember that I was here? As an infant. In this cottage.
She delivered you, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
She was the
So
one
she,
who
yeah,
took you.
yeah,
for
she
sure.
recognizes
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
I say,
Occasionally would check on you as a
I always
random beast of the wild.
I always did like this room.
It is very nice.
Do you have any plans for the rest of the day?
I don't know. I have a question.
Oh, yes.
Did you lock up my father's tower?
Why?
Because
Were you trying to get in there?
maybe we did go in there and have a meeting, but it was locked at first.
We didn't try. We
It's not locked anymore.
Adora said she wanted a private place, and I figured why not a tower that nobody uses anymore.
We could use your island.
You couldn't find anywhere else to have a meeting?
It
just followed
seemed
Heck.
like a very private place. This is a very
There
busy
are
town.
other places out of the way in private and
This is a
secure.
very busy city, and I knew nobody lived there.
Okay. Let's just kind of see this, like, look of, like... You can kind of, with passive insight, tell that Frenya was probably the one who locked it up to keep people out of the space, and to hear you all had broken in, feel there's a bit of defeat there,
Come hug her.
and Frenya kind of hugs you back. Is like, moving forward, I just ask that you avoid that place. It was once a very dangerous place that housed many very dangerous, dark, evil things.
It was dangerous?
Yes.
What?
I used to run around there with no shoes.
You did.
You still
Did you
don't
get
wear
any
any shoes.
splinters?
I know, but I'm not in the tower anymore.
Your father was a wonderful man, but he collected some very dark artifacts and relics from far-off lands and cursed things that should not have been in arm's reach of a growing child, and did a very good job at keeping you out of harm's way until you left that space. But
Is it cursed?
you can almost guarantee it.
Hey, so this is the weird thing. Nobody else knows this, but I'm pretty sure the tower growled at me when we left.
It growled.
It made like a
did.
snuff.
You see Frenya instantly stands up and is tall now, standing
like
in front
8
of
feet
you.
tall.
Yeah, and you see she's like Gandalf in a hobbit hole, is
Yeah.
like dodging the beams and like stepping under, and goes over, opens a cabinet and pulls out a sage stick
Oh my
and
God.
starts like grabbing ingredients and starts speaking in giant, and like
What
cleansing
did she
you.
say? Ah,
She's
Exactly
it's like not giant language, I think it's giant incantation.
Okay.
So it's just
Not
like
bad, you know,
the
we'll be so
verbal
proud.
components of like a greater restoration and other,
Okay.
you know,
It just-
spells
there
that
was a snuffling noise and nobody heard it.
I don't like that.
I don't know. Well,
You need more sage.
I grow some in my garden.
Okay, good.
Healed and sipping on tea, I realize I'm very hungry.
we were gonna go to the tavern to eat.
That's where I was.
Not.
You asked us to leave. We were at the place that had all the food.
You know what? I was a little on edge, but I feel better now.
Okay, good.
Okay.
You wanna go
does
get revenge for that,
Tea is love.
half giant?
What is the
And
word?
who
Are you
possessed?
hangry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now is when you should train. Yeah?
I don't think you should ever train on an empty stomach. That seems
Actually,
terribly uncomfortable.
trust me,
Wanna go
you
with
don't
Tom.
want to train a full stomach.
And-
It comes back up.
Go to that Goliath and challenge him to a drinking contest.
You should eat first.
I want to eat.
You also probably
and then
have
go
a,
with Tom to the Goliath and challenge him.
you have a head start. He was
That would
already
probably be a
drunk.
really good idea. You want a partner in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Are we
Really?
taking bets?
I'll drink our free.
We should probably go. Thank you very much.
Drink responsibly, children.
My dad taught me how to drink. We'll be fine.
Frenya,
Oh,
a
yes.
question.
Yeah,
Can I have some of the sage?
of course.
Okay.
You see them just kind of reach over, kind of grabs like a large
Well, the
bushel,
salt did nothing last
just kind of
time.
hands you
Stop trying
hands
to
you some
purify.
freshly
Tried to salt the
harvested
target.
sage.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in my little
Assault?
Yeah.
And batter.
Stop trying to purify the cook.
Just kind of
He's fine.
stands and like walks you all out as you begin to make your way out of Frenya's hovel and out through the gardens back into the grove towards Fate's End. Frenya just kind of sits in the doorway and watches you out sipping the tea.
I'll run back.
Shadow will,
And I'll hug her.
Oh,
And I'll be like, thank you. And then I'll.
Shadow will look over their shoulder and say, "Bye."
very well. You see the ears kind of flap a little bit and just sips the tea. Happy as can be. Just kind of waves.
There you go.
You see after you go and after like, you know, surprisingly closes the door and behind them, stepping outside and sets the tea down next to them and kind of turned into a wild shape, and you see a eagle, or not eagle, I'm sorry, an owl just kind of fly off into the nearby tree line. She takes her leave of the home, and you guys are running in a different direction. Alrighty.
Back out to the giant fucking hedge maze.
Yes.
You know the path, right?
I come out before you. Like, this is
I imagine
the
that the path, because she wild shapes so often to travel,
Yeah.
that it's no, like, the trotted apart, like, trotted
It's
upon
small.
part is small,
Yeah.
like the size of a house cat, or, you know, flying with, like, a bird or something, just avoids it completely.
The shortcuts are faster.
Yeah, that's why I learned them.
Yeah, those are prickly.
You got to watch out for the thorns.
Alrighty, so we are now back in the Fate's End Tavern after a short walk, as you all re-enter, and you see standing there the Goliath.
Adora, you won!
I won.
Just standing there. Just standing in plate armor, just passed out, drooling.
I need food.
Sam kept him well stocked.
Yeah.
Sam!
Good job.
Sam
You're too good.
pokes his head out of the
Too
kitchen.
good
Just
a
like,
job.
hello, hi, oh, welcome back.
Are the stoves hot?
Oh yes.
We got hungry.
We have a.
Kind of like pulls out your two utensils, like.
Very
What are
I
we hungry for?
promise not to scare you this time.
Oh no, we're good.
Okay.
Don't worry.
As he holds two.
Yeah, very large kitchen utensils.
yours.
Yeah.
You do learn from your mistakes.
Oh, shut the fuck up, man.
So what are we eating? What are we hungry for?
Yes.
What's the special today?
Anything.
I haven't really
that
prepped
is
a special or
actually
anything.
Meat and not
Meat?
that plant thing. That
It was
Last
still
time.
meat.
Oh, no
It's just
tavern
frozen.
steak for you.
no, just meat. Give me meat stew.
Okay, let me look here.
I'm quite fond of the hard buckler stew.
The hard buckler stew. Give me that.
Ooh, okay, I can do that. I'm just pulling up the menu. Where did I put it? So many chats, so many places. I just moved it too.
This episode's sponsored by
Sponsors.
David for bringing drinks.
Ah,
David for homemade mead.
yeah.
Use responsibly.
Very responsibly.
Also, the books with these recipes are actually really good.
Oh yeah.
We met the author. Well, you guys
Yeah.
met the author. He was
super,
just
super dope people.
He was
The
just
special today is miner's pie.
You know what?
That sounds good.
Miner's pie.
Miner's pie with some iron rations,
I still want
some
the stew.
dwarven sausage.
What has more
That
meat,
sounds
the stew or the
lovely.
pie?
Hmm?
What has more meat, the stew or the pie?
Yes.
Just keep it. Sam, just
It's
keep it.
customizable, so like if you want
I
more
want
meat.
both, and I want both to be filled to the brim with meat.
Pies and sausage and mushrooms, please.
Got it. You see Sam's like, yes, of course, coming right up.
All the things, Sam.
Yeah, we actually have a fresh kill coming in from a recent hunt, so I'll butcher that. Fresh game meat for the lot of you.
Who's hunting?
Sylvana's hunting right now.
Do I know what that is?
Sylvana, go ahead and make a history check for me.
Can I make
Hey,
it?
Vivian, you know who
Next
this
one.
Can I make it
is. This is
with?
your grandma.
Ooh!
Can I make it with advantage because I live here?
I know who it is.
Mhm.
Next one.
I'm gonna kind
got
of
17.
scope in the back then.
16.
15.
16.
17.
Oh, look how well we
Numbers. Yeah, a lot of high numbers.
I wish
I say if you get above like a 14,
Yeah.
yeah, you know that this is Sylvana Wildercrest, who is Vivian's grandmother on her father's side. She's a wood elf ranger.
She's the one married.
Yeah, she's married
That's-
to Elandor Wildercrest,
that
who
guy.
is a wood elf druid.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, and they both live in the grove.
Cool.
Oh, that's so cute. They moved to the grove.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad is Balthazar, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Mr. Dragon Man.
Yes. But yeah, so you all kind of sit there at the table waiting, and eventually you see entering Sylvana carrying this massive buck like on her shoulders. It's covered in scars, wearing kind of like a rather dirty, slightly muddy kind of ranger's outfit. Has a bow on her back with a quiver of arrows, and is holding this thing and kind of like moves in. It's quite lean, muscular build, and moves over towards the countertop and kind of takes the large stag, kind of throws it off over her shoulders down onto the countertop. Has like no regard to those who are around at the moment, and is fixated and just starts gutting it. Then it's right in front of you all, just cleaning it.
Ready. Yeah.
I'm just like excited. I'm like, yes!
Yeah, she like takes
This
out
is
a
just
knife
like
and it's like has
home.
an
I love
antler handle and just cuts it open. It's starts cleaning it, and Sam's like, "Oh, you're here, wonderful!" And like begins helping and pulling the skin back. And you see some people like who are kind of new to the grove are just like, just sipping their drinks. They're like, this is normal here.
Hello.
Usually I was worth mentioning.
Excuse me, Miss.
Wildercrest.
Mrs. Wildercrest. Are you going to use all those bones?
She's like cutting and stops and just kind of looks towards you. It's like, well, I was, but if you have need of bones.
I just have like a couple of the smaller bones.
Certainly, from what part of the creature?
Yes.
The phalanges.
They don't have phalanges, they have hoofies.
Oh yeah.
Maybe like some of the teeth.
Oh.
Let's say spinal segments.
And a couple of the vertebrae.
All right, kind of looks at you and looks at the fresh kill and with the survival check, just kind of begins to cut around and is like prepping the meat for Sam. And then after done doing that, you kind of like find your seat again, wait a moment, and walking over, you see her kind of coming over with a slightly bloody rag and kind of hands you some of the remains of this creature.
Like still bloody, she'll wrap them up and put them in her bag. Thank you very much.
Of course,
You
kind
wrapped
of
them
looks
up this
around
time.
at all of you.
She had already wrapped them.
Looks around at all of you and just kind of takes notice and then kind of registers finally like who all is here and clocks you.
She kind of is trying to slink him.
Are you trying to stealth? Trying to hide?
We're gonna try.
Don't
Okay.
be suspicious. I'm just gonna
Don't
kind
be
of grin and
suspicious.
like cross my arms and like look at Vivian and look at
Okay.
That one. She trips and she falls back on the.
Vivian, where are you going? I thought we were going through.
Yeah, you make impact on the ground, catches her attention instantly, and she kind of looks over curiously at you, not having seen you in a long time. Just kind of then sees all of you in a group together and just kind of raises her brows like, "Is there something going on that I missed?"
We are training to be in the Ashguard.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, hello.
Hello.
It's good to see you all. And just kind of looks at you.
Nice.
Thank you for the provisions.
Grandma.
Of course.
That is my grand.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been some time since I've seen you. How have you grown?
she's very muscly.
Well,
So you say this audibly. She kind of looks back and just kind of like, "Yes, I am."
Is she not allowed to be?
No, it's a very good thing to be
Muscles
muscly.
are fine.
Yeah, did I say they weren't fine?
I flex.
It was merely an observation. It's merely an observation.
Thank you for the compliment.
You're welcome.
I also flex.
Why is everybody flexing?
You said you liked muscles.
No, I said they were a good thing.
Because muscles are great.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
You're just like,
as long as you have range approach from out.
Well, enjoy the game and enjoy your muscles. And you see turns and just
Everybody.
turns and walks out.
you need more scars.
Okay.
I think she chases after her for a second and like catches her outside.
Okay.
Keep stabbing people. Like,
You, as you do, and she's out, and you are now outside of the tavern. She's standing there. You see, she holds up her glove on her left arm. You see, this falcon comes and lands on her arm. You see, she pulls out a piece of meat and like feeds it, and then sends it back up into the sky as it flies up and around, and then kind of turns her head and catches you in her periphery of her vision. Kind of turns around and goes,
Have you
Just
talked to mom and dad at all?
Your father your grandfather checks in on them on occasion, but things have been quiet recently. They've been rather busy. What are you doing here?
I got into some trouble. But
What kind of trouble?
oh, you know. Just teen stuff, right? Running
Tell me
away.
now.
Was gone for a bit. Came back.
Is this the kind of trouble that I need to not tell your mother and father that you are here?
No, they're the reason why I'm here. They found out and I'm
Oh.
here. So
I see. If you need a place to stay, you're always welcome in our home.
I didn't even know you guys were here permanently.
Yes, we've taken our leave of the Feywild for a change of scenery, new environment, new wildlife. It's nice here.
Yeah. I'm sort of starting to like it too, I think. But I'm good. I'm set up in the barracks, but I'd be happy to come stop by, I think.
Come visit at the very least.
Okay.
Well, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
See, she just kind of nods and
She
with a
scampered
smile.
back and
Yeah, she kind of watches you go for a moment and smiles and then kind of takes off and heads back to her home. Alrighty. Back inside. Do-do-do. Food is prepared. It's
Yes.
delicious.
I'm just eating.
Is
Is it meat?
Yes.
Well, yeah,
All
meat
of
is
the
fine.
meat.
is the
Yes.
is the inspector lady
PTSD.
still here?
She is. You see the Baroness. She actually, at this point in time, I'd say it's kind of getting into the afternoon. She has come down to enjoy a meal herself, and she's sitting there and is accompanied by the massive clay golem that's just looming over her. And what's funny in this moment is she raises up her cup and it refills it with a pitcher for her, and then just kind of stands there, sets it down on the table, just gaunt expression.
Oh my god.
Just a bigger stick.
Can we get her drunk? Can we challenge her?
Baroness?
Can we
want
challenge her?
the
You can certainly
That's a
try.
great idea. I'll go walk right over to her.
Okay.
Hello.
She goes, oh, yes, hello.
I'm just eating like this is a bad idea.
It seems like you're having a nice evening.
I am.
Afternoon, whatever time it is.
Yes.
Have a nice afternoon.
Time is a construct.
My friend over there would really like to challenge you to a drinking contest.
I would. And I like walk, like get up and like still like mid bite of like a pie, and I walk up to her in a halfling because I speak it. I go like, "It's a pleasure
Hey.
to meet you. My name is Armand Salazar."
What language
Pleasure.
is he speaking?
I don't know.
You truly wish to have a drinking competition with me?
I would be delighted to. I mean, it seems only fair considering how much my friends have given you trouble. You can drink me under the table.
Make a persuasion check. I will allow. Heck, you can also make a persuasion check.
Can I hit or insight this person?
Yeah, the
See if
Baroness.
they're about to,
18.
like,
A persuasion
say
check?
Yes.
I got
16.
I got 18.
I'm just eating.
What did you get?
18.
18?
16.
16. Okay. You got a 2 insight. Very hard to read. I mean, a noble person.
Because you're so short.
She's not a very expressive individual.
Very gentle.
Unless she's being chased by a Cerberus, but other than that, very hard to read. But looks at the two of you, he's like, I'm afraid I'm going to have to pass on this challenge.
Next time.
Perhaps next time.
Drinks will be on me.
Yes.
Not literally.
I'll take you up on that. But enjoy yourselves nonetheless. You won a great victory today.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course.
Hey, where did you find your mercenaries?
My mercenaries?
Yeah.
In Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know them?
We traveled on the road for some time together.
Did you know that they
I don't know them, like, personally.
can sleep standing up?
Who?
Goliath, this one.
Oh, and
And I
looks
like,
over.
I push on him a little bit. He sleeps standing up.
You push on him and just.
And with that,
Well,
we will
he
leave
did.
you to your food and drink. And
You see, she just kind of chuckles like, huh, yeah.
Come on, we've bothered her enough. Come on.
And you see
Your
her.
idea.
She's just like,
Is he still
next
asleep?
time. Yeah, he makes heavy impact. Takes some. He takes like 2 points of fall damage or something. Clanging a plate armor, just drooling.
I see your heck away, and we just like
Yeah.
step over him, like completely
Yeah.
ignoring.
Yeah. She actually had some paperwork in front of her, and she was like writing some stuff, and like she seems to be enjoying a meal, but also still working. I'd say your insight was not super great, but you could tell from the time that you've known her with passive insights around the group that she may be a bit of like a workaholic. Like she loves work or just is addicted to just being proactive with her time. Yeah. Like, who likes that? What? All right. So you all sit down and enjoy your meal, and I think we're gonna wrap this session up there as you all sit down for your meal for the evening.
Sweet.
To wrap up this session here on Detention Gaming. Session 4.
Like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends.
Yeah.
Eat some food and hydrate.
Thank you all for watching.
Drink your water.
If you think you're your part today, drink more.
Until next episode, have a good evening, good afternoon, good night.
Bye.
Break time.